plaintiff, Lorena Fernandez, says the defendant is her sister, and she always looks down on Lorena due to her past. Lorena claims she's a recovering meth addict who lost her children due to her addiction, and she's suing her sister for a down payment on a car repairs, and insurance. Defendant Julia Navarro says she is the only family member who's been helping Lorena throughout her recovery, despite the fact that Lorena often pushes her and the rest of the family away. Julia's countersuing for a bail bond and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Okay, Your Honor, first of all, I would like to say that it's really, really hard to have to be here in court to take care of this matter with my sister. As sisters, we should have been able to do this between us at home and had a rational decision between us.
Did you all try to?
We tried.
And what happened?
But
You're
wasn't.
lying, Lorena.
How did you try?
Well, first of all, this is one of the things. She won't ever let me talk. There's always something that she's throwing out there at me to where it starts a big argument.
Because you have a big mouth.
Quiet, man.
Well,
You're the only one so far that has a big mouth. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She looks down on me a lot, Your Honor, because of my past. And because I am a drug and alcohol addict.
Right now or recovery?
I am in recovery.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I've been in recovery for 6 months. I go to treatment 5 days a week. I do relapse prevention. I go to NAAA. I have a strong support group. But one of the things that hurts the most is that my support group should have my family in it. And not, in this case, I don't have my sister in it.
How many times have you relapsed?
Twice.
Okay.
Well, actually, Your Honor, I started drinking when I was 13. Mm-hmm. I started using meth when I was 15. I stopped using meth when I was 20. I had court-ordered classes. I did those, but I stopped using meth, but I would continue the drinking.
That's your first time?
Yes. Then last year, I was drinking very heavily. I started going around the wrong places, started using meth again. Mm-hmm. I got a really bad situation. I got into a lot of problems. I got a CPS case to where my children were removed from my custody. And that was like my waking up call because I had...
Did your family help you those first 2 times?
Yes,
Okay.
they did. And I have, when I went to rehab, to a center, and while I was there, I was able to do all my treatment there. Once I got out of there, I had to start outpatient. I needed a vehicle. And that's where we had made the agreement.
Okay, we'll get to that vehicle. You all have gotten along otherwise throughout your life?
No, Your Honor,
Why?
we haven't. We've always had issues. Because of boyfriend things, and when we've talked to each other, we could talk to each other fine. We could agree on things.
But when the boyfriends got
somebody's
involved,
telling her different.
Gotcha. All right, ma'am, you want to give me some background before we get to the car payments?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, like you heard, she already told you she has a drug addiction, she has an alcohol problem, and she knows she's lying because, first of all, I've been the only one for a few years, just me helping her because she burned bridges with all of our other sisters and family. And
you all kind of broke down over this issue of the car.
Yeah, well, it's not that. I called her to tell her, like, okay, well, when's the payment?
Now, let me get to the car payments that you're suing her for.
I was going to purchase a car from her.
Okay.
Payments, the down payment was going to be $1,500. And each month I was going to give
her... And the total price was?
$3,000.
All right. Go ahead.
And each month I was going to give her $250 until it was paid off. Well, the first payment wasn't due until March. That day I get home, I drive in, when all of a sudden I see this guy running out from the hallway screaming, like, Julia, Kiko, aquí está, like jumping in the car, opening the door, pushing me out. My 3-year-old little girl was in the back seat. I'm 5 months pregnant, and I have this guy jumping, and I know he's a relative of her boyfriend.
Did you find out why he did that?
And then he started screaming. That's when they come out running, and I'm like, hey,
Did you find out why they were doing that? So then
I tell her, like, what is going on? I turned to her and I told her, what is going on? And she's like, well, the payment. They're like, okay, well, what are you talking about? The payment's not even due yet. It's the 15th. No, well, I need the money, and that your boyfriend says he's not gonna pay me the money? And that's what her response.
Let me
she
hear
didn't
from
care.
you on this.
Okay, yeah. Well, I called her boyfriend because the payment was.
Let's start with the agreement first.
Okay, the agreement was $3,000. Sold as it is. She took care of any damages, whatever was wrong with it.
She put down $1,500.
She put down $1,500, and I knew
How much was she to pay you after that per month?
$250, and if they could, they would give me more because they knew I needed the money.
But the absolute minimum was $250 per month. And when was it to be paid off?
On the 5th of every month.
Okay.
Because I told her I needed it before my daughter's.
Hold on, is that true or not?
It was supposed to be paid on the 21st of each month. How can I could not have? I can't.
Anyone have any evidence as to when it was to be repaid? Because she says the 5th, and you say the 21st.
Okay, I have here from when the things were paid off, which states that's the day I paid her the down payment.
Okay, February, that's the down payment. I'm referring to the next payment.
The next payment, well, it was going to be a month. It was going to be 30 days from the day that we made that agreement.
That makes sense. And tell me about this coming and jumping in the car and all that.
No, well, actually, because I called her boyfriend because supposedly the car was for her boyfriend. Well, the day I called him to tell him about the payment, he tells me like, oh, I don't have the money and I'm not gonna pay for it. Just come and pick up your car.
And when was this?
That was the day we took the car, which was like on the, actually I didn't even go on the 5th. I waited till the 20th or the 5th, around the 20th, because they wouldn't answer my calls or any text messages or anything like that. So, I mean, when I told her about agreeing on the 5th, she said it was fine because I specified myself about,
you know, have any evidence of that?
I don't, because that's my fault too, because I had made a paper and my boyfriend told me, don't let her, you know, she's your sister. She's not going to play you dirty.
So you all took the car back and then what?
I sold it and got my money back.
Okay, how much did you get back?
$1,500.
Why did you only sell the car for $1,500, yet you sold it to her for $3,000?
Because I needed the money fast, because I was doing my daughter's quinceañera.
All right, so you voluntarily took half of what the car was worth.
Yeah, I needed the money.
Okay, good enough. Just want to know.
Yeah.
All right, your emotional distress and the bail bond is for what?
Well, December 24th, she calls me saying that she was in jail, that she needed to be bailed out, and I had doubts about it, and I didn't want to bail her out because I knew she wasn't going to pay for it.
Did you?
And I did, because my boyfriend told me bail her out. She said she's going to pay.
How much did you put up?
I put $300 down, which it was $500 down.
Who put the other $200?
Her boyfriend.
Okay, so you want your $300 back?
No, she paid me back those $300.
So why are you suing her for bail?
No. I just want her to pay all the bail bond that's under my name, which is $1,900.
That's the bail we're talking about.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay.
I have.
What was the bail money you just talked about that she repaid you?
And it took me a month to get my money back.
What was the bail money you were referring to that she repaid you for?
For bailing her out. Because you have it deposit.
So she has repaid you or not?
Those $300, yes.
For another bail?
She has 2 bails in 2 weeks.
Okay, we're talking about the one you're suing for today.
Yeah.
Not the one she repaid you for.
That's what
Anytime someone repays you, when you get to court, you don't talk about things you've been repaid for.
I'm not suing
you
her
talk
for those
about what you're suing for. So let's talk about the one that you rolled your eyes at me. Your claim,
I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm
that's
just so
extreme
mad.
Contempt of court. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed and yours is granted.
Don't ever want to see you in my life because you know you're
To begin with, at least I noticed that I a lot with my kids and I'm trying to be a better I hope you do the same. Leave
my
what your man
kids,
does. Oh,
my
that's
kids
why
have
you
not
got a
been taken away for
13-year-old
3
trying to run
times,
away,
okay?
right? That's why you got your 13-year-old running away.
You know, I just want to go back home, forget about her. If she wants to go to jail the rest of her life, that's her. And if she wants to act like a total B, that's fine, because all she's losing is all her family. She lost her kids already. She's going to lose all her family. I don't want to talk to her. I don't even want to see
that's
her.
The thing. You
I
said
don't
it yourself,
because you know
you're
what,
always
Lorena?
doing what
Because
your
you know why,
boyfriend
Lorena?
said.
I'm not doing
what you
why don't
want to
you
do. And what'd you do with my money then? You said you were going to repay me the car after you sold it.
I gave you a month.
Why didn't you give me the money back?
I gave you a month.
You gave me a month.
I told
How in the hell am I going to afford to pay you $1,500 on the 22nd?
Get yourself a job.
Well,
Get yourself a job.
That's what you need to do.